Today we're getting friendly with the word confidence. You'll hear it everywhere in motivational speaking, but most learners aren't using it to its maximum capacity. Once again, today you'll listen and repeat, read aloud and get creative in the remix. Okay, so let's look at the first in context now. First up, we're looking at bursting with confidence. This means your confidence is full, so full it can barely be contained. It's radiating outwards. It's much stronger than simply being confident. There's an energy, almost a physical quality to it. You'll hear this in sports commentary, profiles of high performers, and motivational content. It's almost always positive and admiring. The image is vivid, someone so full of belief that it spills out into the room all around them. Okay, now, so just try to repeat after me this time. She walked into that boardroom full of confidence, and the room changed before she'd said a word. Have a go with that, with it on the screen now. Now let's remix it and add the target language in. She walked into that boardroom bursting with confidence, and the room before she'd said a... Okay, let's change it up. So I thought yielded and syllable would be a great here. To yield actually means to give away or concede ground. And a syllable is the smallest unit of spoken sound in a word. So we're really exaggerating here for dramatic effects. Okay, now it's your turn. You get 30 seconds to answer the question. Tell me about a moment when you walked into a room bursting with confidence. What had given you that feeling? The day I gave my first proper keynote speech, I'd prepared obsessively, rehearsed it 30 times, knew every transition, and when I walked in, I felt it. That particular kind of confidence that only comes with having done the work. The room felt smaller than I expected, in a good way. Okay, next context. Next up we're looking at in your element. Great idiom, which means to be doing exactly what you are best at, exactly the right environment, and visibly thriving because of it. It's not just competence, it's belonging. You're not just performing well, you're where you're supposed to be, doing what you were built for. You'll hear this in sport, performance, creative fields, and professional contexts. It's always warm and admiring. Someone in their element doesn't look like they're working, they look like they're at home. Okay, let's look at the basic version now, just to repeat it. She stepped onto that stage, she was completely in her element, confident, relaxed, completely at ease. Okay, this time we're going to have it on the screen. Okay, let's mix it up. Look at those two words, what could go in there? I went for assured and magnetic. Assured actually means calm and certain without needing to perform it. And magnetic actually means drawing people's attention and energy without any obvious effort, just like a magnet. Okay, try with those words now. Okay, now it's your turn to answer the question, when are you completely in your element, and what does that feel like? On a whiteboard in front of a problem I haven't solved yet. There's no performance anxiety, no self-consciousness, just the problem and the thinking. Time disappears. I stop being aware of myself entirely. That's the feeling I chase everywhere else. Okay, next is exude. To exude confidence means to give off confidence effortlessly. It seeps out of you without conscious effort. It's much more sophisticated than simply being confident. To exude something means it flows from you naturally, like heat from a fire or scent from a flower. You don't perform it, you admit it. You'll hear this in professional and leadership context, often used to describe the effect someone has on a room. It's a high compliment because it implies the confidence is real, not manufactured. Listen now. He didn't need to say much. He had a quiet confidence that made everyone in the room take him seriously. Okay, one more time. It is on the screen now. Okay, let's mix it up and level it up. Try something new in those gaps now. I went for understated and compelled. Understated actually means deliberately restrained, not showy. And compel actually means to to force something psychologically without physical pressure. Okay, it's your turn now. The question is, who is someone you know who exudes confidence, and what is it about them that creates this impression? A former colleague. She never raised her voice, never dominated conversation, but when she spoke, people stopped. It was the quality of her attention. She was so completely present that confidence just came off her. You can't manufacture that. It's real or it isn't. Okay, next in context coming up now. Shake someone's confidence. That means to undermine someone's confidence. to introduce some doubt where there was certainty. It's much more active than simply making someone less confident. There's an implied force. Something or someone has disturbed the foundations. You'll hear this in sport, business, and personal development contexts. It can be used about a person, an event, a failure, or a piece of criticism. Confidence, once shaken, can be rebuilt, but it takes time. And the best speakers know how to talk about that process honestly. Okay, listen now. That rejection hurt her confidence more than she expected, but it also showed where she needed to improve. Okay, it's coming up. This time it was on the screen. Okay, let's mix it up and level it up. Put something in those gaps now. Okay, I went for anticipated and illuminated. So anticipate actually means to expect something and prepare for it in advance. And illuminate actually means to light something up and make it visible. Of course, illuminate means to understand. Okay, use those words in the gaps now. Okay, it is your turn now to answer the question. Has something or someone ever shaken your confidence, and how did you rebuild it? A piece of feedback early in my career shook my confidence more than I anticipated. Someone I respected told me I wasn't strategic enough. I spent about 6 months second-guessing every decision. What rebuilt it was evidence. I started keeping a record of decisions that worked, small ones at first, and then bigger ones. Okay, next in context. Brimming with confidence. It's similar to bursting with confidence, but slightly more controlled. Brimming suggests something full, to the very edge, about to overflow, but not quite there yet. It's sophisticated. You're more likely to read it than hear it in casual conversation. You'll encounter it in written profiles, journalism, and more formal spoken contexts. It paints a precise picture, someone whose confidence has been filled to the absolute limit, usually with preparation. Okay, so have a listen. He arrived full of confidence, not the loud kind, but the kind that comes from doing the work. There we go, on the screen now. Okay, let's mix that up, level up some of the words in there. What would be good in those gaps? I went for performative and mastered. Performative means done for show rather than because it's genuine. And to master, as I'm sure many of you will know, means to reach a level of skill so complete that it becomes second nature. Use those words in the gap now. Nice. Okay, so now you've got 30 seconds to answer the question. Talk about a time you arrived somewhere brimming with confidence. What had prepared you? My job interview for the role that changed my career. I'd researched the company for 2 weeks, spoken to 3 people who'd worked there, prepared for every question I could anticipate. I arrived brimming with confidence, not arrogance, just readiness. They offered me the job before I'd left the building. Okay, great, now it's the 2-minute questions. Start with number 1. Okay, now let's look at an example answer for number 1. It was the 3rd year of my career. I'd been asked to present a strategy to the senior leadership team, people who'd been in the industry twice as long as I'd been alive. I remember walking in and feeling very clearly that I was completely in my element. Not because I wasn't nervous, I was, but underneath the nerves was something solid, a certainty that I knew this material, that I'd thought about it harder than anyone else in the room. And the presentation went well. But what I remember most isn't the outcome, it's the feeling during. The sense of being exactly where you're supposed to be, doing exactly what you were built for. I've chased that feeling ever since. I know what it feels like now, which means I know when I'm close and when I'm not. Being in your element isn't about the setting. It's about the match between what's being asked of you and what you actually have to give. Okay, there was the example answer. If you haven't done question 2 yet, please rewind the video back 2 minutes? Question 2 now. Yes, and it came from someone I respected, which made it hit harder. Early in my career, a senior colleague told me in front of others that my judgment couldn't be trusted. It shook my confidence in a way that lasted longer than I'd like to admit. For about a year, I second-guessed every decision I made. I looked for external validation before acting on anything. I stopped trusting my instincts. What got it back was eventually evidence. Not reassurance from other people, evidence from my own track record. I started paying attention to the decisions I made that turned out to be right. Small ones at first, then bigger ones. I built a case for my own judgment, quietly until the case outweighed the one comment. Confidence, once shaken, can't be restored by someone telling you that you're good. It has to be rebuilt from the inside, and the only material that works is evidence. Okay, great stuff. If you haven't done question 3, please rewind back to the start of the 2-minute timer. Question 3 now. Awareness of other people. That's the simplest version of it. Genuine confidence is secure enough to make space for other people, their ideas, their expertise, their potential to be right when you're wrong. Arrogance can't do that. Arrogance is confidence that has stopped being curious. I've worked with genuinely confident people and I've worked with arrogant people, and the difference is visible within about 5 minutes of a meeting. The confident person asks questions. They change their mind when the evidence demands it. The arrogant person performs certainty. They can't be wrong in public because being wrong feels like an attack on their identity. And here's what I've noticed. Arrogance is almost always a form of insecurity. It's what confidence looks like when it hasn't been tested, when someone has never really had to question themselves. Confidence calcifies into arrogance. Genuine confidence has been through something. It knows its own limits. It doesn't need to perform. Okay, great work. That's everything done today. That's a good load of confidence that you've earned yourself. And yes, we are finished. If that helped you, please give this video a like and give channel a subscribe. And I will see you in the next one.